I did tell you this video was gonna be a juicy one. Well, hello there and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Ciara. I share videos on mostly fashion, shopping for the best basics on the high street, how to build a capsule wardrobe, but I also share some beauty videos, at-home beauty, and this series, which is my bridal beauty prep series. It's a bit of a tongue twister, but it is basically kind of a combination of all the health, wellness, beauty, hair, makeup, skin, things that I'm doing and loving, and kind of getting really honest with you guys about like my maintenance routine and all of that stuff, because although I'm actually not getting married for a year and a half, it's a while away, I figured that I wanted to start on this journey now of hair health, skin health, like general wellness, and honestly it's actually been going very well, so I have some updates for you. Today's video is quite a juicy one, so I would grab a drink or some tea. I have a steaming cup of peppermint tea here. This Frank and Anna's cup is honestly battered, but it keeps the tea hot for a very long time. Okay, that is scalding tea, just how I like it. So if you watched my previous bridal beauty prep video, you'll know that I was going into a new clinic to get my facials, my IPL treatments and my anti-wrinkle injections, and I was also bringing you in to get the update on my clear aligners. So I have the Invisalign, but in today's video we're going to be talking about skin and what I have been doing to honestly improve my skin barrier so much. I feel like I've made really good progress with it. I may have mentioned in the last video that I damaged my skin barrier like almost 2 years ago now, and my skin is just like sensitive and reactive, and I can't use the products that I used to use. Everything has to be really simple, but there is one thing that I've started doing that has made such a difference. I'll actually get to that a little bit later in the video because I have a reformer Pilates class this evening, so when I come back from that we can just kind of have a little bit of a self-care evening and I can bring you up to speed on everything. But for now I'm going to talk to you about some cosmetic tweakments or treatments, whatever you want to call it, and we're going to talk about dermal filler. I did tell you this video was going to be a juicy one. If you don't know what dermal filler is, it's basically like an injectable filler. It's administered the same way like that Botox is, but you're putting in something that like plumps or volumizes that area. Dermal filler is made of a substance that has like hyaluronic acid in it, so where you inject it, it also stimulates collagen production in that area. Also, filler is like completely safe, especially if it's administered with the right clinic and done carefully. Recently, for the very first time, I decided to try some dermal filler. So before I tell you exactly what I've had done, can you guess? Absolutely not one person online has noticed anything different. Nobody has said anything. I've been getting a few people asking about what skincare I'm using or what treatments and facials I'm doing, so maybe that's part of it, but nobody has actually said or asked if I've actually changed anything. And not only that, but what I did, I was like very specific about it, and one of my goals was that my own fiance, my boyfriend Joseph, one of my goals was that if I could do something subtle enough that he wouldn't notice, then I've done well. And it actually worked because he didn't notice. And I actually only told him about it like maybe a week ago. I was just saying like, by the way, did you notice anything different? And he was like, no, you just look well. I think oftentimes when we hear the word filler, it can have like a connotation of like a very kind of puffy or full look. And that's absolutely not always the case with filler. And actually, I think that it's important to remember that good filler is actually invisible, and that there are probably a lot more people that have something like this done than you might guess. So I'm gonna stop with the smoke and mirror stuff and literally just tell you what I got done. So I got a little bit of dermal filler in my jaw and also in my chin. I can try and show you, but really you're not really going to see anything. That's kind of the whole point, is that it's so subtle. I got it done in Renew. That's where I go for my anti-wrinkle injections, my facials. Dr. Susanna in there is just absolutely phenomenal. She is so subtle, and everything she does, the emphasis is on being natural and just very subtly enhancing somebody's natural facial structures. And in my case, the goal was to give myself a little bit more symmetry in the bottom part of my face. Now, when I get into stuff like this, just bear in mind that because of what I do for a living, I mean, I'm editing myself all day long, I will notice some things that maybe your regular person might not notice. Me telling you about this isn't because I want to like push that you get it or promote it. It's because I want to be like transparent, and I wanted in this series to just be really kind of upfront with you guys about the things that I'm doing. And I also feel like it is a treatment that, you know, a lot of people do get and just choose not to talk about, and that's totally fine. Like, that's absolutely fine. So yeah, I feel like you guys already get that, because whenever I speak about things like Botox, you are always really, like, it's always really a positive response in terms of like, thank you for just being open about this. So I presume that you guys would probably feel the same way about something like this. Like, you'd rather I share it than just not say anything. So the funny thing about chin and jaw filler is it's something that a lot of people really wouldn't notice. It doesn't make a huge impact when you look at someone's face, but actually what it does for your facial symmetry is really amazing. It very subtly but like effectively kind of proportions someone's face if it's something that they want to kind of improve on. So for me, I have like an oval kind of longer face, and around here is a little bit more kind of narrow. It's always been like that. It's the shape of my face. There's no diet or skincare or gua shaing or anything that can really change that part of your face. But something like a tiny bit of well-administered dermal filler gives a really, really subtle bit of definition to that area. So I actually cannot feel it. I don't even fully understand where she put it, if that makes sense. She's just so good. I can just see the results, albeit however subtle. I really notice a difference. So one of the interesting things about like facial symmetry and dermal filler is that if you are looking at doing something like your jaw, they often highly recommend that you put a very small amount in your chin as well, because it offsets it and it makes everything more invisible, if that makes sense. So if you're doing something here, this is going to be more noticeable because they're less balanced. But then if you do a small bit here and then the small bit here, they blend in together. Does that make sense? I'm sat by my window and the light has drastically changed while I've been talking. So I'm going to try and speed this up a little bit. I'm going to put in a picture here, which is kind of from the side. And again, it is very subtle, and I really don't think that anyone would know unless I told them. I'm so happy with it. And I cannot recommend Dr. Susanna in Renew enough. She is such an artist. Like, she's so subtle with everything that she does. And that brings us to the other thing that I got done. So the other treatment that I got done is I got the teeny tiniest amount of filler in my lips. Did you know? Did you guess? I honestly don't think that it's noticeable. Some people then kind of say, well, if it's not noticeable, what's the point? But it's noticeable and not noticeable, if that makes sense. Like, it adds a tiny bit of volume and definition, but not enough for it to be noticeable that you've had something done. I've never mentioned it, but it is something that I was thinking about for a long time. I have friends who have had, again, those very subtle amounts. Someone who's spoken about it before, who has actually a really interesting video on it, is Jodie, my friend. I will link her below, Jodie Wood. And that's exactly the same kind of way that I was looking at it, in that you're getting something like, I think it was like 0.3 mils, like a tiny amount. For me, it was more so my top lip that I was looking to just give the most subtle definition to, and it actually was more for the side profile as opposed to the frontal kind of view, if that makes sense. I'm so sorry, I keep having to move the camera because the light is like moving through the window, and actually I'm going to need to go to my Pilates class soon, so I will wrap this up. But it was something I wanted to sit down and like properly talk to you about, because of course these treatments should be taken seriously. You know, especially with things like filler, you don't want to be damaging your skin. You need to be going to a really good clinic. It's so important, like when it comes to your face. And honestly, I cannot recommend Renew enough. They are just fantastic. They're based in Dublin, and they also have a clinic in Drogheda as well. And I just had such a positive experience. So yeah, I did say I was going to tell you what I was doing in this series, and I hope you can appreciate the transparency. For me as a content creator, I feel like it's offering value to be able to give you guys like insight into this. Okay, I need to leave now or I'm going to be late for Pilates, but I'm going to check in with you guys afterwards, and we're going to talk about skin, and we're going to talk about my LED mask, because I have so much more to say about that. I will talk to you then. So I'm just back from my evening Pilates class. It was so nice. I love doing reformer in the evenings. I wanted to show you the mask that I was talking to you about. I have it here in its little pouch. I don't think I've ever been so excited to talk about like a beauty product or a beauty item on my channel before. The CurrentBody LED face mask. If you follow me on Instagram, you will have seen this on my stories. This mask is so good. And I'm so happy because CurrentBody have actually partnered with me on this segment of the video. And the reason that they did that is because they saw how much I was using it on my Instagram, which is so nice. If you haven't heard about CurrentBody before, they really are one of the leaders in like beauty tech and beauty devices, and this is one of their own brand items. And you've probably seen this if you've watched Emily in Paris. She's wearing it in the series. You may have seen it on coverage to do with like, you know, Met Gala, red carpet prep. Like, it's used by a lot of celebrities and celebrity makeup artists. This is what it looks like when it's on. Look at this, it's so cool. It's definitely one of the bigger trends in beauty at the moment, but there actually is a lot of data to back up how good it is for your skin. It promotes healing of the skin, it promotes the skin's repairing, it promotes like the healing of the skin barrier and the production of collagen, which is obviously stunning. With this mask, it is clinically proven to reduce wrinkles by 35% in 4 weeks, which is absolutely wild. What I have used this mask for and why I absolutely adored it is because it has been helping me repair my skin barrier. About 2 years ago, I had a really bad skin reaction and I damaged my skin barrier. I think I was overusing active products and basically my skin wasn't loving it. And what I ended up with was a really like not nice, like almost like a dermatitis reaction. I might pop in some photos here. Like, it wasn't a good time. It was painful. What I was left with was skin that had a compromised skin barrier that was way more sensitive than it used to be. So if you've ever had a facial where they do kind of a mix of treatments, you might find at the end of the facial they put you under a red light, and that's because red light therapy calms our skin down. It's supposed to stop like inflammation and basically just help repair the skin barrier. So I've been using this almost every single night. I would say at least 5 times a week for the past maybe 2 months now, and I really notice a difference in the texture of my skin. It's just going to really help the texture and tone and appearance of your skin. It's using really like scientific led technology to do that. I find this really comfortable to wear. At the end of the day, when I climb into bed and I've got maybe like 20 minutes of like scrolling on my phone, I might be looking at funny TikToks or I might be watching something on Netflix, I pop this on and I just chill out for 10 minutes. And it's honestly so comfortable and it's turning into a good habit. And the idea behind something like this is if you are using it as regularly as you should be, which is about 5 times a week, you're going to see results. Okay, I'm gonna quickly show you how she works. You have this little strap, you pop her on the face. Now, a little tip that I want to share that I haven't seen a lot of people talk about is you'll notice there's a little bit of a gap here between my chin. It's laying flatter on my forehead and on my cheeks. Can you see what I'm doing here? I'm popping it on top of my ponytail. Use your ponytail or your bun to hold it in, and then it sits really flush against your face, because I think that the light therapy works the best when it is like very close to the face. Grab your little battery pack, hit this button, and she's on. And there you go. And honestly, it's so gentle on the eyes. I can still see everything. I can see screens, you know, I can like potter around the house. But really, I just kind of like to chill and just have a little scroll on my phone or watch something on Netflix and just know that I'm doing so much goodness for my skin. You don't feel anything. It literally doesn't feel like anything. But the feeling internally, knowing what I'm doing for my skin, is very satisfying. So that is basically the gist of it. It could not be easier to use. Because CurrentBody have so kindly sent me out a second mask, which obviously I have not used, it's been left in its box, I am going to do a giveaway of this mask. So leave me a comment in the description below, let me know what your favorite beauty tip is, and I will choose one and get their details and I will send them out. This as a thank you for supporting me here on my channel. CurrentBody have kindly given me a 15% discount code that you can use off the CurrentBody LED mask. That is a nice chunk of change that you're getting off something like this. And as I said, it is such a lovely investment into your skin, and making any kind of saving on something like that is so great. So I will leave the code here on screen. It is Ciara for 15% off your CurrentBody LED mask. So I would love to know if you pick it up. Let me know what you're thinking of it, and I can't wait to see. Since we're talking about beauty devices, I have another device that I am so curious about that CurrentBody have kindly sent me. It is the NuFACE. Now, If you're interested in beauty tech, you have probably seen this. This is a microcurrent device. People are using these devices at home to get some really, really amazing results. I've not used this before. I thought we could do a first impressions together because I'm so curious and like maybe even a little bit nervous to use this. So the NuFACE device is supposed to lift your face and reduce the signs of aging in just 5 minutes, which is kind of amazing. So it gives you those instant results, but then I think when used frequently, it gives you those long lasting results as well. I'm gonna do this side first because I feel like you can see this side better. So let's go ahead and put on some gel. You're supposed to put this on clean, dry skin, and then obviously you add the gel as like a barrier, or I think maybe a conductor. Okay, I think we're going. Oh, I think I feel it. Like it doesn't really feel like anything. The idea is up and out, we're gliding. It's not painful at all, but you can feel something. It's like a tiny tingle. Oh, it's kind of satisfying when it's up at the jaw. It's like kind of relaxing. I like it up around here. It like feels like it's a tension release. I'm just dabbing off some of the excess gel. Okay, so that is, oh, can you see that kind of shadow? Feel like there's a little bit more bit of kind of chiseledness here, especially because I was going slow and kind of working it up and out. It's definitely something that I would incorporate into my routine. I think at least a couple of nights a week, especially if I was prepping for like shooting or, you know, evenings out or events or anything like that. I think it will be a good like pre-makeup routine. First impressions, I'm happy with it. It was very comfortable, easy to include into my routine, and I can see this becoming a bit of a go-to. I'm gonna check back in a few weeks and I'm hoping that we can use it to kind of lift everything up and out. You can even see the line here when I pull it. So if you're looking to pick up the NuFACE, you can use the code CIARANF. I'll pop it here on screen. You can use my code to get the NuFACE Mini for just £115. I will leave the link in the description below so you can check it out, but it's a really, really good price for it. Again, we're looking at products that you're using over and over and over and over. So your cost per use is gonna bring that price way, way down. So my whole kind of skincare strategy right now is to use really simple skincare that doesn't irritate my skin. And then I couple that with the heavy hitter devices and it is working. I feel like it's the best my skin has been in years and years, and I'm just so happy. So I will leave links to both products in the description below, and I will also leave all the info on the discount codes because, as I said, getting a nice chunk off these devices is chef's kiss. We love to see it.